I honestly do not know why I say watch your P's and Q's. As people, I'm better just going live, aren't I? So you don't actually
Let's say worse
realize.
things when you go live.
I
Yeah,
thought you just said it for me. So you knew the others wouldn't care, but I
right.
like the warning.
Let me just get rid of my hide temporarily. That's it. That is my click up to do tasks and capture them was us on the screen. I didn't like it. Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome back to M Space, science fiction role-playing game based on the Mithras rule set. I'm joined this afternoon or this evening or this morning, depending where you are, by the usual crew of the Starship Enterprise. So, you know, if you get a ship tonight, if you keep a ship, you're going to have to name it something, you know, and so, you know, you need to...
Boat face.
What? Sorry?
Oh, ship base.
Barney McBuffet.
Well, you can, as long as it's not a swear word, because I wouldn't be able to say it. I would have to change it every time it came up. So the party are currently on a ship, as you can see. They're all in their allocated positions, and they're actually in hot pursuit of another ship that has some people on that that hopefully they want to save, and some more that they feel that they have some payback.
Vendetta.
Yes, a vengeance.
Yeah.
What are these two? Are these the escape pods?
Up front, on top. Let me see what we're looking at. Yeah, those are escape pods, I think.
Oh, right. So
there's only engines.
There's only two.
The engines in their back, duh. Do you not understand how ships work?
I think, well, I know in some of the Traveler ones, they'll be like your M drive is up front and your jump drive is in the back. So it could also be computing systems just shown there so that if you get computer damages or sensor damages.
Got ya.
But it does. I don't.
Well, then, well, you can get into it, can't you? Via the bridge.
Well, to be fair, on the actual breakdown, number one, which is that area there, is avionics and computer core. So chances are it is computer core rather than escape pod.
Oh, nice. Where are you getting that from?
The thing you posted. the Pioneer class Scout Courier deck plan.
Oh,
it's
right.
in the drop down. Yeah.
You gave that to us.
Did I give that to you?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
right.
see it.
Oh,
no, I just made it up.
I thought you'd done a whole load of research or something.
Yes, I did.
Where are you finding this? Sorry, I'm
Go to where your characters are.
Yeah.
Yeah, the handouts, and bottom one in Pioneer class. It's got a little image next to it.
Oh, found it. Yeah.
Not supposed to have this.
No, I shared it, but didn't to be honest with you, I shared it and forgot I'd shared it. So and I was thinking, whereabouts are they getting all this from? So there are no escape pods.
We got our escape boat.
Yeah. What's number 4? A fresher.
That's what they call bathrooms in Traveler.
Really? Is that?
Yeah. Well, it's like where the shower is right above you, so you can go in to take a shower or use the toilet or whatever. And it takes up one spot so that it's really convenient.
Got ya. And 12 is just...
Is that like an upside down B-day?
Yeah. Yeah, well, the gravitational device switches halfway through.
By the way, it's not a shower. It's just a full body bidet.
Yeah. It's number 12 that makes me laugh. The aft passageway. What on earth? Is that just a corridor?
That's waste management.
Yeah, it's a ship locker, crew common. Oh, that's good then. That's good that we've got that. Why did I give you that, I wonder? Maybe I just gave you it. Go to... just pop it up there, then that's it. So yeah, so anyway, now that I've realized what I've given to people and what I haven't, and we're on board the ship, in a second, I will say, give a brief synopsis about what's happened so far. But before then, I'm going to allow the players an opportunity to say who they are and who they will be playing tonight. And we'll start off, as ever, with Mr. Pickles.
I am Mr. Pickles, and I play Zach Numen. Play a human law enforcer. Well, he was a law enforcer. He's now joined up with this crew, and the details are a little fuzzy, but he is our physical character. If we need a problem solved with a shotgun or a stun stick to the face, he's the one to be doing it. He's very physical. He's got athletics. He's good at hiding things. Not saying he planted evidence on people, but he can make a grenade launcher disappear. He usually references the law, which is something he holds in high regard, except when he needs to break it in order to deliver the law to others, the justice. He knows a lot about that, and he's from an urban world where he grew up, so he knows a lot more about streetwise and dealing with people on the streets, making sure people aren't lying to him than he can with this desert planet that we're on. He's not really a social character, and he's not really a techie person, but he is sort of trained in gunnery. That's his role on the ship. He's in the turret. And since we don't really know what happened to the last ship and the last crew that we were on, we learned a little bit last episode, I firmly believe that I was not the gunner. I was the apprentice to David, who was the gunner and who did not make it off the ship. If you look at that turret, there's 2 chairs. So I'm certain that because I only have 15 points in gunnery, I was helping David, and that's why I'm terrible at this. But maybe I'll rise to the occasion, remember what he taught me.
So was David a a party member as well at that?
I don't remember, but I want to believe he was.
You did give him an escape pod. You said, I'm going to have the escape.
I don't think he made it there, but
right,
he could have, I guess.
Probably
got on that planet.
Ate by one of those worms.
Yeah. Well, wait.
Anyways, with that, I want to throw the microphone as hard as I can over to Captain Kangaroo.
I catch it magically. No, hey everybody, I'm Captain Kangaroo. Tonight I am playing Arthur Hammond. He's the guy when your idiot box doesn't work anymore, it goes kablooey. He's the guy to fix it. He's the if the remote goes missing, he'll make you a new one. Out of like a blender and I don't know, cheap wires.
MacGyver.
But like he's the MacGyver of the group.
He is.
But somehow sounds like an older Scottish man for some reason in space. But besides that, he's also pretty okay when it comes to the hand combat, as long as a knife is involved. If the knife's not there, he's completely pointless. But the knife's there, whoa, way to go. But besi's that,
I never understand your intros at all.
When did you knife? You've never knifed anybody, have you?
Well, I realized that my whatever the thing's called, my essentially basic training combat involves a blaster and a knife, but so that's like at in the high 70s, but my unarmed's like at 23. So if you take the knife away from me, I'm like, I don't know what to do, guys.
I thought
you go hit me.
I thought you were leading up to your pointless joke that you were saying.
Oh no,
that you had a knife, but that's pointless. I thought that's where that was going.
No, I'm not as funny as you think I am. No. From there, I'm going to pass before I keep stopping everyone from talking. I'm going to pass the mic to Medevac gently, Mr. Pickles.
Yes, I can't see what I'm doing with dew over my face. I'll take the mic, and as I do that, I'm going to walk from the cockpit to the bathroom, because as I describe my character, I'm going to also wash my face. Minsk is a very handsome man. He's very he's very good with his mouth. He likes to talk his way out of problems rather than fighting them. But when he does come to fighting, he can push help. He can try to stand up and do the best he can. He's very mission orientated. So he says he's going to do a mission, he will do it. But he's also very protective of people who he feels have been wronged or abused in any kind of way. As you probably saw last week, he was willing to put his body in front of anything that came to hit this strange girl. It would almost chew our brains out. He's a very good pilot. He grew up on a space station, but then after a while he went down to a desert type planet, like what we've just been on, and that's where he learned his commerce and things like a bit of bureaucracy and whatnot. He also used to dabble, as far as he's aware, in trading, which some good, some bad, and maybe some things that went under the core radar. And that's why, again, he does have a knowledge of the criminal underground. And yeah, so at this moment, he's washing his face. He's taking the blood off because he's just been so beaten. They didn't kill me, but they just kicked my face. And as I'm washing, I look into the mirror and my lips are split and my nose is over to one side. And you can probably hear around the ship a voice going, "No!" Yeah, and I'll pass it over to Purdy.
So the final member of the group is a robot called Purdy. She's a medical robot. She is very well versed in etiquette and politics, and she's been accompanying the group since they started this adventure. She will stay with the party. Next time we come back to M Space, we'll have a fourth player. But Purdy will still be there. She just won't have her normal box underneath Mr. Pickles. It'll just come over to me and she'll be with me. But Purdy is going to be in the new episode. So anybody who comes along just for Purdy, don't worry. She still will be here. Okay then, so let me try desperately to give you a quick synopsis of what has happened so far. So basically there were 3 plot lines or 3 jobs that were up for offer, and the party took all 3 of them and they all converged into one plot line, and that was it. So the dune riggers were hired by Claude Debec to do some trading, maybe to open a mine, etc., etc. He financed them a whole load of equipment, and they got a little bit too big for their boots, and Claude asked the party to go and deal with them. At the same time, Box, who is the owner of the Dry Gypsy pub in Arid, in the Levito solar system, Box hired the party to deal with the dune riggers because they kept coming to his tavern and interrupting the flow of alcohol, etc. At the same time, they were approached by the Sons of the BlackStar, a group of people who live in black robes with black perspex face guards that are reflective, so you never know what they look like. You can't see their facial expressions or anything like that. They are a peaceful brotherhood or order. They don't carry weapons or anything like that. They are just very nice. But as part of their belief system, they believe that the world will end. The solar system, the whole of space will end in what a nova star turning into a black star, which will essentially be the same as a huge black hole and just suck in all of the space as we know it. They do, however, believe that there will be somebody who can prevent this, what they call a ward. And Claude Debec managed to capture the ward, a young teenage girl who seems to have very strange powers, very mind-bending powers. She can scream and numb people around her, and she can also do some kind of telekinesis push that knocks people out the way. So yeah, the party found this girl and then decided to do a range of things. But basically what happened, brave Minsk was left in the mine shafts with the ward and Purdy. The Hammond and Numen went back to Arid. However, Claude de Bec then went to the mine. Minsk tried his utmost to protect the ward. He withstood a stun grenade being blown and thrown at him. He withstood 2 blaster hits to the back as he shielded the ward as they tried to get away. But sadly, as Minsk will quite rightly say, he's not a fighter and there was no love making to be done in that area. So when Hammond and Numen came back to the mine, they found Minsk scarred from his battle. Basically, it looked like somebody had put their foot through his face. Purdy had been hit by blaster fire, but he seems to be all right. And the BlackStar cult, the Sons of the BlackStar, arrived in a scout ship, and the party said, we're going after Claude de Bec and the Dune riggers and the ward, who are in another scout ship similar to this one, flying off into space. Now, in order to go into hyperdrive, you need to be flying for a number of hours, and because you have to get away from the gravitational pull of both the sun and any planets in the solar system. So it can't just hyperdrive straight away. It needs to travel out. And at that point, the party are in hot pursuit in the Sons of the BlackStar's scout ship. Minsk is in the driver's seat. He's piloting. Numen is up in the dorsal turret, which is armed with lasers. Purdy is in the medic bay, and Hammond is in the engineer section. And yeah, they took off. The scout ship is streamlined, so they managed to pull through the atmosphere, ignoring communications from the local starports, basically saying, don't do that, you are not allowed to do that, you should be landing here. Ignoring all that, they went off into hot pursuit, and we left the party, or the end of the last adventure, when the party had just picked up the other scout ship ahead of them, obviously heading for a safe jump point, and actually then they'll be able to clear the system. And unless they do something quite rapidly, they might not be able to follow, and the ward and everybody will be lost. Okay, yeah, that was a bit of a lengthy description, a synopsis, but it really gives you everything that is going on. So the party are in their space ship. Minsk, or maybe Hammond, I forget, has taken off the autopilot. It's normally run on autopilot, this ship, and it's not at the moment. Minsk has taken control of it, and yeah, you're in hot pursuit. So yeah, whatever you would like to do, whoever would like to go first, fire away.
Didn't Captain also change the RF tag of the ship as well, so it can be... Didn't he change it? Yeah, didn't he do that before we left, so the starport authorities didn't recognise us?
Yeah, I think somebody must have fiddled with some electronics, I think. Yeah. So you're out in space, you're out of the atmosphere, and yeah, your sensors have picked up the...
I'm gonna put the throttle up to full, and then I'm also going to try to comms Hammond and ask him, Hammond, is there anything you can do to like boost the power so maybe we can go a little bit faster? But don't, if you're unsure about it, don't do it. But
pretty sure we're at full power right now, lad. But we can, I don't know, you got any like nuclear options?
No?
Maybe some I don't know, some radioactive things I can put it in and kind of boost the things that we're going.
So I just heard radioactive things.
I know.
No, okay. I don't think Coach Captain, but I think we'll catch up with him soon. Actually, I'm tinkering right now with the computer systems. See what I can do with that when we get inside.
Okay, so do you have what's your skills, Hammond? Do you have electronics and mechanics?
Yes?
Yeah. And who has sensors? Means, do you have a sensor skill?
I do, yeah.
Could you roll your sensor skill as you tap in onto? This is not going to be a good day.
I also
Today is a good day to fly. Well, what I'll do is I'm going to use a pointer look on that straight away. How about that?
And reverse it. No.
Yeah.
Hey, it's close.
Okay, so you check out the sensors. The sensors have locked onto the fleeing star ship, the scout ship. There's something that seems to be rather strange with the sensor reading. There's something different about this one. You sort of like look through the data and you're not quite sure what this is, and you remember that Hammond has sensors as well, Minsk, so you can flip it through to him to see whether or not he can decipher it if you wish.
I will do, yeah. So I'll pass the information down to his console where it's at.
Yeah.
See if I can do anything with it. Well, I can't promise anything.
Can't promise anything.
So just if you're,
but it's just really obvious. I can do so well with it, and I know everything.
Yeah. So if you're watching on the stream, if you ever see little stars like that and the roll, that means that it's a critical success. If you see exclamation marks, that means it's a fumble. So Hammond has just done a critical success, which means I need to give him all the information that is available. So there's several things that you, looking at the sensor data, Hammond, that you start to decipher. Number one, this ship is slower than yours. The sensor data is clearly indicating that you are gaining on the ship. That is quite obvious. The second thing, however, is that their scout ship does not seem to be of a standard manufacture. There are things that are different to it, and as the sensor sort of like blings around, it keeps attaching to certain bits of the ship. You think, well, you know there is some armor upgrade, and the hull seems a little bit thicker in certain places, but the most worrying thing is you think it might have upgraded its shields. So it's running slower than yours, so you will catch up with it. And the sensors indicate, and Minsk, you know this as well, you will catch up to it before the jump speed, though the jump distance has been achieved. However, Hammond, you almost like think, although you're similar crafts, this other one looks more of a fighter than a scout ship.
Scout. Yeah. Okay. I'll relay that information, and I'll also relay it to our turret man, because his rules are going to be super hard now.
You guys can count on me. I'm going to bring the law down on them.
And your 37 gunnery skill.
You don't know that I'm that bad.
I just imagine that if you manage to get close, Numen might
put a
just
shotgun.
Yeah. Pop his head out.
But once we take down their thrusters, guys, and their weapons, then thick holes mean shotgun goes in the halls.
Oh yeah.
We're not poking holes in the
Down
ship.
here, we call that a galactic drive-by.
We'll board the ship. We got to board the ship at some point, and I can use my shotgun.
That is
We hope.
true, and you can board a ship as the rules that I popped into our chat. The other ship needs to be stationary, and for you to actually attach, which means you have to take out their engineering, and so you need to be able to get close to it, or close enough to fire it. You need to wipe out the engineering, the drive, and then that ship will gradually come to a halt, and then with some nifty firepower, driving prowess, piloting, you'll be able to pull your scout ship up next to it and hopefully board it. You do realize that the amount of time it might take, there might definitely be a welcoming party for you on the other ship ready. Minsk, all this information has come through to you. What would you like to do?
Yeah, well, in which case I'll tell Hammond to belay the orders I just gave him about trying to speed us up. If we're gaining already, there's no worries there. These sons of the BlackStar.
Yeah.
Do they have any information on this ship, or have they anything they can tell us about this ship, which will give us a good advantage, perhaps? Anything that we're not used to? Does it have a tractor beam, or does it have?
Oh, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
It would be nice, yes.
Yeah. So
I just have a massive rocket on the bottom that we can fire.
They do say that the turret will come off its dorsal top, and actually you can actually fire that with its occupants. It's all like twirls around like that. No, they look quite shocked. They're not used to any aggressiveness, and they sort of like say it's a standard setup. There's nothing new or different. The only thing that they have adapted is that it's actually rigged for autopilot for the majority of the time. All they do is plan or set coordinates or say where they need to go to the computer, and the computer just flies them there. They say that they haven't been in combat at all. They much prefer to flee rather than to face danger.
Right. Well, it's just really a case of speeding up, preparing, familiarising myself until everybody else familiarise themselves with their consoles, and close the distance so we can fire.
Yeah, so as you alter course and start to go towards the scout ship, we call it Claude's scout ship, you are being hailed from their ship.
Ooh. Actually, I have one thing that I kind of want to plan out. So if we ever do board, if we ever get to that point, where would the controls be for the doors opening?
They would be accessible from any panel near or any door that you can access a computer with. So
Okay.
all that would be accessed via the computer. Each ship has, so any computer system has a security level and a skill level, how good their intelligence is for the system. So, and just so you know, whatever their security level is, that's their conflict pool. And whatever their intelligence is, how intelligent the system is, that is their role. And so if anybody was trying to hack the computer, then it would be a conflict pool role against one to the other. So you would have to gain access to some kind of computer panel on the ship. It can't be done remotely. Obviously, it can't travel through space. And then once you're into the system, you would have control over it. Just to let you know, if, say, for example, somebody is trying to hack your system on your ship, then what you can actually do, you can disable the computer main core in the sense that you as the hacker take over it. And then the conflict pool would then change to yours, and your skill. So you can either let computers battle it out or take it over. It's completely up to you.
Okay. All right, we can do that then. Maybe.
So yeah, so the hail comes in Minsk. You do have various options. You can ignore it, or you can answer it. If you answer it, you can either do voice only or voice and video. You can communicate. You can relay it to all terminals in the ship if you so desire, but the actual talking back to them comes from the bridge. So Numen can't interact with it, but he can hear it or see it if you wish.
In which case, yeah, it's going to be voice only, and I want it to go through the ship.
Okay then. So are you answering the hail?
I am indeed.
Yeah. And the screen comes to life. Sorry, did you say you're looking as well? You've got it on video.
No, voice only for me.
Just voice only.
Have you seen my face?
Yeah, well, so the video is on at the opposite end, and the very familiar face of Claude Debec comes in. He seems to be sat at a console very similar to yours, and he seems to have what appears to be a dune rigger sat next to him. So you can see the front of the ship is very similar to yours. You can also see that there's a bit of activity behind as well. There seems to be more dune riggers sort of like walking, leaving by the green doors here, and it doesn't look like it's a static place. There's no sign of the ward, though. Nothing at all. And he sort of like waits for a while, and no video comes on. And he goes, "Oh, I see. Scared to show your face, are we, Mr. Minks? Scared to show your face. I'm not surprised. That was quite a hefty boot that fell on you. I really hope they'll be able to fix your nose. I would hope that you will not be scarred forever. But then again, maybe I do. You are outnumbered. You are outgunned. I suggest you return back to Arid with your comrades and let us go."
Back, you owe us money. And you have something of ours. We'll be collecting shortly. Oh, and to the dune riggers, I gave you a chance to run. You will not be surviving this.
The dune rigger next to him sort of like leans over a bit and he goes, raps, like this with his nose. And
that's fine. And I'll just click end communication.
Yeah, so Claude sort of says, "You're," and the communication goes dead.
Are we fighting the Three Stooges or something?
Yes. They're clowns because they chose to fight against us.
You're getting a little closer now. You can pop it up onto your visual screen. You're not relying on sensors anymore. And you can see from this point now, and something that the scanners didn't pick up at a distance, it seems to be doubly armed. It seems to have two turrets on the top. One appears to be only, well, it's a gun placement. It seems to be only forward facing. The normal turret that you have seems to still be there, but can be world round 360, but there's another one that is almost above the bridge of your ship that appears to have some kind of weapon. And as you get a little bit closer, the sensors pick it up and identify it. It's a missile rack. They seem to be armed with lasers, but also missiles. If you wish, you can scan further to try to see what kind of missiles are there. Minsk, if you would prefer to order your techie guy to do it, then that's fine.
Hammond,
Yes.
can you see what weapons they're packing on their ship? They seem to have a missile rack.
Yeah, I guess I can see what sensors can pick up outside of what I can see. Sure, from what I understand, though, it is a forward-facing turret system for, what's in front
It is. It's
of
forward
them.
facing. Yeah.
Can
So
I
if
just
we
say,
get behind them,
sorry, Captain, your mic keeps juddering in and out, but it's so atmospheric because I just feel that you're communicating from one side and we can understand you. It's just sort of like flicking in and out. That's all.
in and out. Oh, so it's perfect.
It sounds perfect. I thought you were doing it on purpose.
Yeah, just going in and out. Just
yeah. You can roll a sensor roll. Because of your critical before, this is just an easy roll. So you've made it easier because of your previous crit.
Nice. And I needed that.
Yeah. So when you click over the sensors and you look at the incoming data, it seems to be a little bit strange. It seems to be a one missile only. It seems to be in there. It could be some kind of torpedo rather than missile. There only seems to be one of them. And the actual computer system, it's alien to it. It's logging all the information, and you sort of like ask it to identify what it is, but it's coming up as unknown. It doesn't look like there's only one there, but it's quite a hefty. It's enough to get through shields quite easily, but it is front facing, so you can relate that back if you wish.
I'll relay that back. Just Captain, the best bet is to stay behind their ship, so that way we don't get into the shooting distance of them. So if he tries to turn around on us, make sure you follow him and try to.
I'll follow him. I mean, the other thing, there's the turrets on top like ours, so if we stay below, then hopefully they won't shoot us.
That would be best, yeah. Exactly. You know how to work this.
Okay, so before we get into the nitty-gritty of space combat, is there anything that anybody wants to put into action, or anything people want to say before we roll into it?
We have spacesuits on this, don't we?
Yeah, there'll be vacuum suits available.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Longest suggestion is everybody gets into one of those. Just have your helmet ready just in case.
Okay, so if you're in your vac suits, then your skills will be a lot more difficult.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because your hands will be inside the protective.
Limited vision too.
Yeah. What you'll need to do, if you do need to evacuate the ship, then you'll probably have to leave time to get into vac suits or into escape pods. Or remember, Minsk, Captain always goes down with the ship.
Except the last time.
Yeah, it's the last time you survived.
Vice Captain Dave said to stay behind.
unless Dave was the
That's the
captain.
captain. Yeah.
And you were actually second in command. So just to
But we'll
remind,
never know.
just to remind you that things about dropping underneath, flying to one side, etc., that's all taken into your combat actions as the pilot. So, for example, if you're using the action offensive positioning, then that is assumed, and you can add the narrative to it that you're getting in such a position to make sure that, you know, it's a good place to fire, etc. So just to make sure, do you all have access to the combat, space combat things? Yeah.
Where is it?
It should be. It's the same as the vehicle ones. But if not, then I can we can go we can go through it as we move along, since it's the first one. I think if you go into World Anvil, they are there as well. Let me just call them up.
One that's offensive position, defensive position, move, hold steady, then action, dominate, evasive, flow, and withdraw.
Yeah, those are it. Set to stun cover.
It's a good night, isn't it? When not.
I was trying to find. Did you know those off by heart, or did you? Was it on a document that you saw? Medieval.
I pinched it out from the from Anvil.
Oh, got you. So it must be here. So I can talk through it, and that's not a problem. So the next thing I need to know, Minsk, are you initiating combat? So as soon as you are in rage, is the idea to initiate combat, or what?
No. What I'd like to do is pull over. We're going to have a nice cup of tea and fall out the students. Yeah, I'd like to think soon as. In fact, I'd like to think that Numen's up there in the turret, mashing down the fire button. So, you know, it's getting closer and closer. It won't fire until it's got a lock. And so I'm hoping he's doing that. And as soon as he gets a lock, he'll be firing.
Got yeah. Okay, then. So, yeah, so you are initiating combat. So, Minsk, when you roll your initiative in a second, make sure that your token is selected. Or actually, I'll stick your token onto the turn order, because it'll be slightly different. Okay, so space combat. Anybody who's watching the stream at the moment, this is the first time that the party and myself have done space combat. So we left it a full episode so we can sort of like blunder our way through it, which is the way we're going to do it now. So to start off with, we roll 1 d10s, okay, and you add on the ship's handling. Okay, so your ship will have a handling. I think I
Yes, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll roll a 1d10 and add on your.
Oh,
Yep, 6 is fine. I can pop it on to.
that'd be 9 in total. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, 9.
I didn't do a +3.
9 there. Okay, and then this is the other ship is, because of its heaviness and its alteration, it is slower. Its handling is only 1. But they've obviously figured out how to do combat before, and they set off first. And they are quite happily heading for the jump point. And why I asked you about initiating combat, so they literally missed their turn to start off with, because they are not unsuspecting that you're going to open fire to them. Okay, then. So the player, so that's you, Minsk, you're going to roll your pilot skill. Okay.
Yep.
And you need us. So this is like your.
I'm going to use a pilot. Look, reverse that.
Right. Okay.
Oh,
Then.
no.
Might be better to reroll if it's opposed with anything.
Well-
It won't be opposed because I don't know that the attack is coming at the moment. So all you need a success. If not, then we go on to the we'll go back to the turn order.
You know what? I'm not going to look at it. We'll just go because I'm excited. It's a shot from afar. We finally caught up, and maybe I've just the control that I'm not familiar with. Or
Okay, then.
Minsk just like sees a scar on his face and is like, kamikaze.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, so you don't do any special action at all to influence the gunner, so you're not going into a defensive or anything. So you can't do we can now fire your gunner. So gunnery, it's you next. So it goes on the same as the ship's initiative. So gunnery, you go first next. So the pilot's not putting you into any kind of good position or anything, but you do get to fire off to see whether or not you can hit it. This is your gunnery skill, not your shotgun skill.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know that. I'm just trying to remember what David always told me to do to actually hit best. I think he said something like, "I'm captain. I'm the real captain." That didn't help me at all.
And
That didn't help at all, Captain.
Yeah, so as you draw closer, you sort of like bring the spaceship around, and you probably get a little bit too keen, and the ship turns into line of fire. You fire off your lasers, and it just sort of like goes wide of the ship altogether. So we're now coming back up to, this is going straight into combat round 2, so we don't do turns or anything like that. Just to let you know, Hammond, if there's anything that you would like to do as we go through, then you will act on Minsk's initiative as well. Okay then, so is there anything you would like to do in round 1?
Me?
Yeah.
I can't think of any.
Yeah. Okay then.
Possibly do right now.
Okay, so we're coming into round 2. So the enemy ship is going first. Just to let you know, he has a skill level for his pilot of 37. Okay, so he's not the best pilot around, as you might have suspected. Okay, so his roll is 37. So yeah, he tries to maneuver his ship. Now, Minsk, you get a roll as well.
A pilot roll.
Yeah, a pilot roll.
I'll be at 2. The last one was 91.
Exactly. But this time, you know what? I think you use that
You
point
know
of
what?
luck.
I'm going to use that point of luck and reverse it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the system saying, hey, do it.
Use that.
Do it. So, so you use a point of luck. So you do succeed. He fails. So you will have a combat special. So this is when you use your pilot one. So you've got either offensive, defensive, move, hold, or hold steady. Those are basically your your
What,
actions.
what's the one at the bottom? The dominate, evasive, flow, withdraw.
So the first thing that you do is an action. Okay, so the first thing you're saying is, right, this is what I'm going to do. And you've got a special as well, because you're one level higher than the other pilot. So you decide on your action, and then you have a special effect.
Right, gotcha.
Okay, so
in which case, I was going to say, in which case I'll be holding you steady.
Yeah.
So to give the best aim possible for my gunner.
Yeah, so just to let you know, so aim is an action for your gunner. Okay, so the gunner has two actions that they can use: fire or aim. Okay, if they spend the round aiming, okay, then the next time it comes to shoot, it goes down to easy.
Right. So I'm just reading through the defensive one, which really seems bad. Leaves gunners or the pilot himself firing on much more difficult situation. If the pilot's role is successful, the gunnery is hard for both opponents. We don't really want that, do we? I've got a special.
Is that your defensive positioning?
That's a defensive one, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to do offensive positioning.
Yeah. Okay, then. So therefore, you are positioning your ship so that it's going to attack, and the gunner will just have no modifiers on its rolls.
Well, it says here, without becoming an easy target, no modifier, the following gunner. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, so you're doing that easy action, offensive action. They're also doing that offensive action, so that area, but you do have a special. So you can either dominate,
evade. It was going to be dominate.
So because you're dominating, the ship's gunnery rolls are easy for this round. Okay, so that's the first round. So both ships are keeping an offensive position. You're dominating him, so you're bearing down. Is there anything you would like to add as a narrative to that?
So when I see them, the pilot tried to just slowly move to one side. If he make a mistake, and I'm going to come in behind them and slightly lower than the turret if possible, that I think I know, and I'm just going to make it as easy a shot for Numen as I possibly can, while getting behind the engines and making sure that he's got a good target there.
Yeah, nice. Okay then, so that is their round. So now gunners go next. Okay, so this is when you fire off. So your roll is going to be easy, okay? And you will roll any modifiers that you've got. So yours will be an easy roll because Dominate has been put into position by Minsk. So yeah, off you go, pilot. Off you go, gunner.
Yeah, I'm just still grappling with what David had told me to do. He gave me a lot of instructions, and maybe they'll work. They did. Oh, I have to level it at them and get the numbers all lining up.
You have to get that little square in. Now, just to let you know, how the system is written is that both gunners fire at the same time, and it's like a combat exchange. Okay, but I can't see how that actually works. So, for example, now I would roll my roll as well. And if both our rolls were the same, then that would be it. You know, we wouldn't get a level of success. But I'm doing it slightly different. I'm flying by the seats of my pants at the moment, but this is how I think it's going to go. So yeah, you come round with your gunnery. I'm going to match your gunnery skill to the role of the pilot, if that makes sense. So I'm sort of like saying, you're actually lower than the pilot, so you actually do hit. Okay, and you fire off, and you will get a special for that. So first of all, you have to choose your gunnery action. That's the first thing. So you can either fire or you can aim. What would you like to do?
I would like to fire.
Fire. Okay, then. So now you have some options. You can choose location, although that's a critical only, so you can't do that. Find a weakness. The gunner strikes a weak point in the shield. The roll it's a bit like Impale, so you roll the damage twice and pick the best roll. Limit flight path by planning the firing pattern. The opposing ship has a limited choice of flight paths, so that would make my next pilot roll hard. Marksman, the gunner rolls hit as normal but can be moved one slot, just like normal armor. Normal hitting. Max damage is a crit, and if you fumble, then the opponent can render the unusable for 1d3 rounds. So really and truly, you've got marksman, limited path, or find weakness. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm thinking with how sluggish their ship is moving, I should go for limited path. If we can keep Minsk able to make me go circles around him,
So what will happen there for the next round, when we roll our pilot rolls, then my pilot roll will be hard.
Okay. Yeah, I think I want to do that.
Okay.
Unless Captain screams at me over the intercom to hit the actual ship.
Yeah, so give me the narrative of what you're going to be trying to fire there.
Well, I imagine they're trying to turn and get all of their turrets pointed at us properly.
Yeah.
So I'm shooting at the elements of the ship that are like, I'm hoping to make them try and get into a more defensive position. Like they're trying to get out of the way all of a sudden rather than turn around slowly at us.
Yeah.
So that hopefully it's like a semicircle arc around us as they're still trying to get into position.
Yeah, that sounds good. And, they're trying to turn round to bear down on their front missile, and you're firing your laser across there to try to stop them. So you can now roll for me a percentile dice. You need to roll 1d6 for your damage first, and then you roll your 1d100 for your hit location.
All right, here's the D6. Here's the D100.
Ooh.
I got a 6, and I got an 83.
83, which is the same as yours. You've just hit it straight.
You sank his battleship.
Straight in the jump drive. Okay, you've whacked it straight in the jump drive. It's taken out the armor at that point. Okay, it hasn't penetrated the jump drive, but it's taken the armor off that area as you fired your laser. So you can see Minsk and Hammond on your heads-up display. It's now flashing that location that it's things are not going well in there. Okay, then. So let's go to me seeing whether or not... Oh, it's you now, Minsk. So you get to roll your pilot first again.
You get to shoot.
Yeah, this... I'm going to change it next round. That's what I'm going to do. So roll your piloting first.
Wait, I want to have a question. Are my engines still running?
Your engines are still running.
I did my job. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for checking on the engines.
Can I please remind you, if you're in that engine room and I go through the hull, Hammond will be out to one side. Okay.
It's okay. It's changed to red top.
And then I'll just a general layout back.
Okay, so let's do it a different way this round. So Minsk, roll to see roll your piloting skill.
Yep, got an 11 there. 11 out
Nice.
of
Mine's I fail mine because I'm 37 plus I'm a hard. So you will what action are you going to take, and what's going to be your special, because you'll have a special as well.
Again, I do think that some offensive positioning Oh. Yeah. Again, I can see the ship listing, or he's taking the hit, so he's dithering a bit. So I'm going to try to do offensive positioning to try to lock on that same position. Yep. And again, I want to dominate again to make it easier for my gunner to hit.
Okay, so both of us take that offensive positioning, but you've got the special that allows your gunnery to be an easy. So that's both done. So you, just to let you know, my gunnery is 21%. Okay, that's my gunnery. So now we come to the gunnery roll. So now it's gunnery goes together. So both you and mine. So my gunnery roll failed. So mine's going wide. What about yours? Yours is now easy, isn't it? Because of the dominate.
I would like to use a point of luck. to get a 7.
Ooh, to get a 7, yeah. So, so I presume your action is going to be to fire.
It is.
Yeah. Okay, then. So both ships fire at each other. I miss the ship altogether. You hit, and because you've got that, you've hit. You will get a special as well. So what combat special are you going to use this time?
Aim for that jump drive.
Yeah, I think I should use marksman because I can't pick my special after I roll the D100. So I'm going to go for marksman, see if I can't hit that jump drive again.
Okay, then. So that's brilliant. So roll your location first, then your damage.
100. 72?
72 is the docking bay.
That's one off, isn't it?
Yes, I was going. Can you see that hit location place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got the chart on here.
Yeah. Can you see it on roll 20, Mr. Pickles?
No.
I've put it that people can
under the character sheets and stuff.
Can you see it now?
Yes.
Yeah, so you can see that your 72 would normally be a docking bay. So you can either change it to the jump drive or change it to the turret.
I'm definitely going for the jump drive.
Okay then. So roll me some damage.
Because I should go for the jump drive. Even though taking out the turret would be nice.
Now you are doubting yourself now.
No, I'm going for the jump drive.
Okay then. Roll 1d6.
Boom. 2.
Okay then.
Give him a gentle scratching.
Okay then. So that's starting to go off its internal now. Once it gets down to half, we roll for a malfunction. Okay, so it's currently down at 8. Okay, did you want to say something?
Oh, no, I'm good.
No. Brilliant. So that seems a good way of doing it. So we'll now go straight into the next round. Minsk, there's lots of things flashing on your dashboard. And it seems that the other ship, Claude's scout ship, seems to be either hailing you or trying to communicate to something or someone. You've got a button flashing that is literally saying incoming or communication set up, etc.
I'm going to ignore it, but I'm also going to contact Hammond.
Mm-hmm.
And say, Hammond, is there any way you can sort of block communications at the moment?
I'm going
strange
to.
Happening. It doesn't seem to be like a normal communication coming through. It's, it seems to be something else. It's like maybe they're trying to gain access.
Yeah. So just fine this time, but remember we're still down to the quick the quick. So I was laughing at "be right back" and then back that Mr. Picard. I looked up and he hasn't gone anywhere. So remember, in combat, we're down to free action of words, so to speak. Yeah, just to mirror to set the tension, etc. So Hammond, you can deal with that in a second. Okay, then. So Minsk, nice. You're up first with your piloting roll. Yeah, you are fine. Now, my piloting roll is back to standard now because I wasn't limited flight path from the... But he misses again, so...
At a critical.
We would both be doing... is there another action that you would like to do? Are you just keeping with offensive action? Mine would be offensive.
You're muted if
he's talking to the captain, right?
Yeah, sorry, I was reading something at the same time.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to keep it offensive.
I think it's the best option.
It definitely is. Yeah.
Unless you at some point communicate to Numen and say something like, "I'm holding it steady," so he knows to take the aim action. So you will have a special as well. So are you dominating again?
I think to make it easier for
he needs a
help. Numen, he does, yeah.
I don't have David, you guys. I'm the apprentice.
Okay, yes. Then. So Gunnery next. So you will be at easy for your roll.
Excellent. Not so excellent.
Oh, yes. Easy right, does it. And you will get the... so I presume you're firing rather than aiming?
Yep, I'm firing. I think I'm going to go for marksman again. Because I want to get that jump drive. I want to take that out and make it so they can't flee at all.
Okay,
I mean, maneuver drive's slower, so...
Nice.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, so here would be my D100 to hit. Please be good. 56.
56 is right in the cargo hold, but you've got marksman, so you can go one of two ways. You can go up to common areas. However, your targeting computer is signaling that where it says probe drones on your list, that is not on the ship. The probe drones is the front missile. So you can either go to common rooms or you can hit the cargo hold as normal if you wish. You can go to the common areas or you can use your marksman to hit that front missile.
Actually, could be the way we get in. I'm just saying. Sorry, I don't know. But that could be our way in.
To shoot the missile? Is that something that would be normally done in combat like that? Or would that be like trying to blow up the fuel depot and blowing up the whole ship?
No, I think what you're doing is if you choose the missile, you're working to disable it. So if you look at it, it's only got 2 points after it. So your weapons are not going to go straight through, but if you did 10 points of damage, it would go through the armor and destroy it.
And if you think they're probably like modern day torpedoes or whatever, they've got to be activated before they become live. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm going for then. It's time to destroy their missiles.
Okay then. So roll a 1d.
Oh, Amriel, bear me strength.
Wrong game.
Oh, Amriel, bear me strength.
Okay, so its armor has been
red flashing light on that.
Yeah, definitely. It's completely. The outside armor seems to have gone on it. You're not too sure what's happening. Hammond, do you wish to check out this communication?
Yes, is it a computer system?
Yeah, you can. It's up to you. It's communication has its own skill normally, but you can use sensors Sensors are probably better to pick it up.
Okay.
But yeah, roll your sensors.
I don't know what this is, Captain.
Yeah, unless you want to look it.
No, I'm gonna save my looks. I'm gonna save my looks.
Okay.
They're gonna.
So yeah, you start to see it. There is one thing that you know, because it's quite obvious. The computer picks up straight away. Is that it is coded. It's not something that you can just tap into straight away. It seems to be a coded transmission of coming up. Okay then, yeah, let's go back to piloting. So let's do some piloting rolls now.
So I'm going to put down the thrusters and push it hard.
Oh,
Real hard.
good. I actually make my roll, and then Minces
And
gets a critical.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay, so just to let you know,
I love that.
we both get our action. Which action would you like to do? Are you?
I want to do the hold steady, and at the same time want to use free action to. Does aim increase his damage?
It actually.
Or it just allows him to choose a spot.
It makes easy, but the aiming ship is also easy to hit for opponents. It just makes it easy. It doesn't change his damage at all. So if
Right,
it means he has to use the aim to make it easy. Well, if you use a dominate,
I was going to say that because he has to waste a turn to be able to use
yeah.
that, doesn't he?
So, but what might happen is that, for example, if there was a big ship coming after you, you might use the special to evade it, or do because this other ship is going to go into defensive action now. Okay, so it's going to make the gunnery hard, so you can now, if you didn't have a special, you would just...
Well, I'd say I'm going to go back to offensive positioning, and I'm going to dominate again, because otherwise we're losing a turn of firing just so he can get an easy action.
Yeah, so now we're both at hard, but your dominate reduces yours to ease to standard.
Yeah,
that's what it's doing. And the other thing that we need to do, and I've just read it now, it's a bit like we need to say what action we're going to do, then roll for it. I think that's what we normally do. So yeah, so now the firing of the lasers comes off, so you now are at standard, and I'm at you actually hit as well. Mine's not a crit with a 9, because I'm 21, so I'm not a crit, but it means that we have no specials, because we're both at the same rating. Okay, then, so you don't get a special, so you're just going to roll a 1d100 and then damage.
Your staterooms.
Nice. Yeah, do some damage.
2.
So that does knock down the...
I'm just scratching your armor.
Yeah. Okay, now mine has hit as well. So mine's coming into your 2, which is your bridge.
That's not good.
I catch the bridge, but only for 1 point of damage. So Minsk, you're in charge of keeping or Hammond. You can decide. Hammond, you don't have a lot to do at the moment. So if you want to keep tabs on armor, etc., then that
Well, I've seen sensible confusing engineering, so we can tell
I
us
got
that.
it. I got it. Yeah.
perfect. Yeah. So the bridge has 6 armor points and 10 hit points, and I've just reduced the armor point by 1, so it's now 5 and 10. Okay, that's the bridge. I'll give you the other ones as we get there. Okay. Yeah. So we're back to dice rolls for piloting. Hammond, do you wish to do anything this round with that signal again?
Yeah, I'm going to try my sensor roll to see.
Okay,
See
so
if I can
now it's a
figure it out.
hard because you're doing the same action again, so it goes
Same
up by
thing.
1 difficulty. So now it'd be a hard to decipher it.
Let's see what happens. Oh no. You know what? Because I probably should do something today. I'm gonna reverse that. So I was like, hey, what's this?
Okay, the message is being transmitted. It's going back to Arid, and the message reads, "We are under attack. Pirates are attacking us."
Right.
And it's heading back to the to Arid. Right. Okay then. Let's get back to. Let's roll some piloting rolls. You are getting closer and closer as well, just so you know. So yeah, Minsk, we're up to piloting rolls.
I want to do something different. I want to do defensive piloting here, so we'll try that.
Okay. I'm doing defensive and I've succeeded. And yeah, we both succeed. So both our rolls are going to be hard, but we've got no specials coming in.
Damn.
Sorry,
I thought I'd get a special.
gunnery is...
You're special in my book.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now we need to do gunnery rolls. We're both at hards.
That's no good.
I think. Well, what's hard? Is it half again?
What?
I would like to use my second point of luck.
Oh,
This is
dude.
why I have 3 points of luck, guys.
Or you could just like focus on and get your gunnery up. It's fine. It's fine.
I put all the points I could. I could only put 15 into it, and then we crashed onto a planet. David didn't spend months training me. He spent minutes.
Ouch. It's
Okay,
not.
it was
I think you need to work on getting David out of your mind. All right.
It's all not about David.
I'm more concerned. This is the first we've heard about David.
Hard would be. I'm at a hard, so mine would be 14. So I've actually missed.
And my 16 should be a success on a hard for me.
Yeah. So therefore you gain a special on me.
I should probably use marksman, but I kind of like the vindictiveness of limited path. So I'm going to make things harder for you with limited path. Here is my hit location. It is a firm stateroom. Probably should have used my marksman so I could take out their sensors, but
that would have been
insane.
That would be nice. So I'm just taking a hit in my staterooms.
1 point.
Oh, right. One
Yeah,
out of
I'm
6.
not being that impressive right now. It's a lucky glancing blow.
Just a reminder you're still there.
Is that what you hit last time?
Yes, I believe I had 2 points there.
Yeah, because it was down to 2, 4, 3. No.
2 points down, 20 more to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, 3 points down total.
Oh,
The 2 and the 1.
Brilliant. And I didn't hit because I needed a hard roll and I didn't make it with my skill check at all. Okay then. So anybody else like to do anything else during that time? You've got 3 actions. Minsk, at any point, if you want to set the ship over to autopilot, then it will roll its normal autopilot, but it can't do anything special, but you can sort of like say activate evasive maneuvers Delta 5, and it could then go into defensive mode if it wants.
Not just yet, because I'm enjoying flying again.
Okay, so let's roll some. Everybody's back to normal now, so let's roll some pilot. Oh,
But you're I gave you limited path though, so you're technically a hard, aren't you?
yeah, but
So it's not a critical at least.
it's not a critical. I know, but I'm just glad that I've hit.
Okay, here we go.
Hey.
Yeah, so I'm just doing normal offensive. Are you doing offensive as well, Minsk, or not?
Captain is loading on mute.
I will use just ordinary offensive.
Okay then. Okay, gunnery rolls next then. So you'll neither of us get a special, so we're both at standard gunnery rolls now. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Make sure you tick your
Yeah,
gunnery
tick the
box.
box.
Okay.
You should aim for a aim for location on your own ship.
It just splits in half in space. We're just staring at it like that.
So it says, when an attacker fumbles, the opponent can choose this effect to render the weapon unusable for 1d3 rounds.
It's jammed.
Yeah, exactly.
That's helpful.
This should take some jam out.
So you
on
can
the bread.
you can still hit. You still hit. It's not your special roll or anything like that. It's just that because I fumbled, you can choose an effect to render the weapon unusable for 1d3 rounds. So you can actually make my weapon not working for the next 1d3 rounds if you wish. Well, that's what you're going to do in any case, aren't you?
Why wouldn't I want that?
Yeah. So I'll look into that. So roll 1d3.
Can do.
Let's see how long I'm going to be out of action.
Ooh.
2 rounds.
Not bad.
Okay. So now what you need to do is you have a special because I fumbled. So you have a special, so you can, but it's not a critical. So you can do marksman, limit path.
Well, the limit path really helped this time, so you didn't get a critical there. But not having marksman kind of made me mad. So I'm going to do marksman.
Okay, then.
Here is my D100, which is a firm 65.
65, which is the cargo hold. You can either go to common areas or you can hit the missile again.
Let's disable their big guns with another 2.
You already hit
That should be, yeah, it should be.
Wait, did I hit it with a 6 before?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, you did.
Oh.
And
So there's sparks flying in space now?
there certainly is. You can see from your heads-up display, Minsk, that there seems to be an error. Their main missile weapon, the main torpedo, seems to be out of action. There's been a bit of an explosion as you brought the ship round, and the Numen managed to bear the lasers down onto it.
Okay, let's breach some copyright here. Nice shooting, kid. Now don't get cocky.
That's what David used to say to me.
And on that point, since it's past, we'll take our break now so we can see what happens. And when we come back, remind me, I think we need to add a little bit more narrative to it. What do you think?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Rather than, because I just feel that I'm just going roll, hit, done. So I want to spice it up a bit, so it gets that feel of being combat, you know, so have a think about that. But we seem to be going in the right direction now, which is fantastic. Okay, we're going to take a 15-minute break so Mr. Pickles can make his lunch, because it's, and is it lunch with you, Captain, as well? Captain Kangaroo.
In this case, it's bathroom break, but yes.
Yeah. Okay then. So we'll be back at 1:45. So if you're going away, do go and grab something nice, and we'll see you. We're just having a discussion about armor. I was thinking, you know, like when the Starship Enterprise gets blasted in the, its armor goes.
Shields at 72%, sir.
Yeah, and you know the armor disappears, and then it breaches the hull. So, and that's what I was trying to decide. If it's got 6 armor and 10 hit points, when is it exposed to outside space? Is it when the hit points are reduced to 0?
You said at half health it malfunctions?
Yeah. So once it gets down to, there's a malfunction roll. And there's sort of like, you roll a 1d6 and something happens to it. So it can be like the sensors fail, maneuver damage. So, for example, the maneuver drive can be damaged, and in which case the pilot skill is halved.
Ooh, that's what I should be doing.
Yeah, so can you see, you can't do speed halved, pilot skills halved. It's, I mean, there's leakages as well. But wait, I'll have another read. See, for example, small ship advantage. It has rules for small ship advantage. So when the difference in size rating is 4 or 5, the target attacker's gunnery is hard. For the smaller attacker, the gunnery is easy. So you're dipping in and out.
So they send a Hammond out in the shuttle.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
But the other interesting thing is that if the shape size rating is 6 and upwards, the gunnery will be formidable for the larger ship, but very easy for the smaller ship. You know, so which I understand. You know, that it sort of like can change things backwards and forwards. So we've got a lot to play with, and I think the more I go through it, the more I'm understanding. For example, you can ram if you wish. Just so you know. Also, if the difference in speed is 5 or higher, the faster ship's pilot rolls are easy. Okay, so they get an easy roll when the other people won't. Hammond, we've just done pilot gunnery. So is there anything you would like to do? You know that this.
I was wondering if I can block that transmission heading down. Would it be a communications block, or would it be a computer hacking skill?
So it'll be it'll be communication, but or you will do it with computers, but it will be, if you do using your computer skill, the roll will be hard.
Might as well try.
Yeah. Okay then, so this is going to be a conflict pool thing. So you're trying to block that transmission now. So what your combat pool will be the just like the average of intelligence and intelligence. So it's not intelligence and power. Sorry, that'll be your computer pool, your conflict pool. Yeah.
16 plus 8, so 24. Divided by 2 is 12. 12.
Yeah, brilliant. And right, so that'll be your combat, your conflict pool, and then you'll have your communication skill, but it'll be. Are you using
Hard.
computers or communication?
I don't have communication, so it'll be computers.
Brilliant. Mr. Pickles, when we bring Max in, remind us that we need a communication. Does anybody have communications? No,
I have communication. No, oh, sorry, I have comms.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it is. Yeah. Okay then. So roll your computer skill at hard.
Bummer.
Okay, and my just so you know, my skill is 50. So it's the rating of the this computer code is the communication, that the ability to withstand the hacking of it. Okay then, so neither of us win on the first round, so we're back now up to the top. Pilots.
Right. I've seen something go wrong with this turret ahead of me, and I can see that the gunner swiveling it from side to side.
I think is it the missile one that
No, because he's disabled the turret, hasn't he, as well? Because he jinxed it. He fumbled.
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, got you. Yeah. So
I can see him swiveling it from side to side.
The guns are going.
Yeah. And he's like, there's another sense I can pick it up. So I'm going to pull up hard, do a barrel roll. So Numen's literally going to be shooting down from there.
Okay. So
and that's going to be my offensive positioning.
Okay. So offensive positioning that you're going for is my pilot skill. I fail on mind, so you succeed and you'll have a special.
Well, so the special is going to be dominate because I'm lining. I think I've lined it up nicely for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that barrel roll really sort of like your inertial dampers are kept in place so you don't feel that you're going all over the place. Right, gunners now. So you're at easy, aren't you? Because you're dominating. Yeah.
I'm just clinched every time I hit that button. I'm just like, please don't let us down.
Damn.
Yes. So, my gun's out of action. I can't do anything in any case. For what? How many rounds was it? 2.
2. Yeah.
Yeah. So you will win and get a special on it. So as Minsk is rolling it round, my ship sort of like veers off to one side, and the it's almost as if they're trying to veer off to one side to avoid pointing your guns at my missile or at their turret as it comes round. So you will have a special. So what special would you like to do?
I would like to use marksman.
Okay.
And here is my roll for where I hit. It's a 33, so I imagine that I'm pointed at the ship as we're going to the barrel roll, so that's why I'm hitting closer to the front of the ship rather than hitting the rear.
So you whack into the staterooms. You can either go up to the sensors.
That's exactly what I want to do. You don't even have to list the common areas. That's
okay. Then.
I'm ready to destroy. Please get a 2 or higher.
Yeah, you just need a 2 or higher.
Yay!
Oh!
You can't see me.
Okay, so you fire and you notice that you get it just below the big wide screen of the scout ship, just below the bridge, and you notice that you hit it, and there's also like that, and it's now out of sensors. Okay, Hammond. You need to roll your computer skill at.
Would that affect their ability to reach out their comms, the destruction of their military sensors.
Nice idea. Let's just see whether. So there's not a separate one for their communication. So we'll assume that it's out there. So yeah, you suddenly notice that the transmission stops at all altogether, and you know you're still trying desperately to tap in computer to try to block the code, but you suddenly notice that it dissipates. So you probably shout something. Minsk probably shouted at you before, and sort of like, block that transmission, and then you're sort of like, and maybe that was when you turned the turret round after Minsk said drop that transmission, and you sort of like took out the sensor array, Numen, as it comes around, and you might even get cocky and say, you know,
that was Jean me, Captain.
Right, so their sensors are out, the communications are gone. You're gaining on the ship. We're back to pilot roles.
Seeing what a wonderful work my amazing crew have done, I'm going to do a shipwide communication of, well done. Now let's get rid of that turret.
Yep, and you.
And with that, I'm going to again maneuver myself. So at the moment we're sort of like this, and I'm then going to just pull backwards and then just settle behind. So we've got the engines and the turret there in front of us, and again offensive.
Nice. And dominate.
Well, if it will work. There we go. My roll.
Yeah. So you actually get 2 specials.
Oh.
Because I failed. So
I go dominate. Do I get it super easy?
Yeah. No. Well, there's
dominate and evasive flow.
Yeah, evasive flow. Yeah,
It sounds very evasive to me.
Yeah, formidable for the.
Yeah, that sounds brilliant. So my gunnery rolls are now formidable for this round. My gunnery is out in any case.
Yeah.
But I like that idea of that evasive flow as well. So they try to get it up and running, but your pure positioning really brings it up, and fire when you're ready.
I'm ready. This is at an easy then?
Yes, it is. It's easy.
Oh, thank heavens.
You've hit. Oh, just
right on the nose.
Yeah.
Thanks, Captain.
You've hit. Okay, then. So you will get a special.
Marksman is what I want.
Okay.
And here is where I hit. Right in the
Ouch.
The maneuver drive. I don't even want to turn away from that. That's perfect.
Okay. It's got
that was beautiful.
Yeah, fantastic flying to expose it. And
the best use of 100 too.
Yeah.
If we're gonna roll 1d100, that's the time to do it.
That is the time. Okay, I need some damage.
Please
don't
be a 1.
2 or above will take it out. Oh,
5.
That's it. So you suddenly notice that with this perfect hit from your maneuvering, Minsk, of your scout ship, and then the blast from the turrets, your own turret takes out the maneuver drive. So the hyperdrive is still operational, but they're not at minimum safe distance. So if they actually activate it now, they could destroy their ship and maybe your ship too. But the ship is
sort of listing to one side.
Yeah, and it's slowly. There might be a bit of inertial dampener lost. There's a bit of a. It lists slightly as it goes around, but it will come to a halt, and then you can do an action. But before that, you're actually hailed by the other ship, by Debeck's ship.
By Debeck. Anything untoward with this hail, or is it a standard hail?
It's just requesting communication. So you have the same option. You could do it ship wide,
No,
video on, or
I'm
video
going.
off.
Right, I'm going to. Do we have any drinking things around here? Like I want to sit down with a cup of tea.
Yeah, Earl Grey, hot.
Yeah, Earl Grey, hot. Yes, engaged, number one.
Do you want to, just out of interest, I'm actually drinking Earl Grey tea at the moment.
Are you?
Oh,
Replicated?
You could pick if you probably don't have a cup and saucer, but you could probably.
No. Yeah, I'm just going to sit cross-legged. I'm going to put the video on, drink in hand. Beck,
yes.
how can I help you?
It's Debec, that's Claude Debec, that's talking to you, and you can see in the background there's various sensor arrays going, and somebody's putting out a fire, and he sort of like looks at you and he sort of like says, Mr. Minks, we can come to an arrangement here, surely. We are both businessmen.
Debec, we had an arrangement already, and you broke that arrangement.
But surely you're not going to destroy the ship with the ward on it.
Let's just see what happens, shall we? Maybe if you...
And into the screen view, a dune rigger sort of like thrusts the young girl into the picture, and you notice that she's got a gag firmly in her mouth, and there's a cry of utter like that from the Sons of the BlackStar as they recognize the ward. And Claude looks at you and says, you ain't going to blow us up when we've got this. Let's come to an arrangement.
I'm just going to flip the comms off.
nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Power move, Captain.
Yeah. All right.
Right. We need to get on that ship.
Well, we also need to strategize. So, lads, this is what I'm thinking. We need a two-pronged approach to this. My first thought process in this is first to land the ship in our little boat into their ship. My assumption is the best way to approach it is through the cargo hold. If we go through the cargo hold, I can maybe access the rest of their electronics. And from there, maybe I can hack into the systems. And if I hack into the systems, well, I can play a little game of open the doors throughout the hallway, which can kind of clear up the whole.
I think you've hit on something there, Hammond, which is a really good idea. But can you answer this first? If their sensors are out, will they be able to detect our small shuttle going towards the cargo bay?
They might hear it, but their sensors won't be able to pick it up.
You'll be in visual range. They will be able to see you coming and docking, if that's what you're asking. You won't be able to dock silently.
My out of character here, my theory was if we could put our ship on autopilot, get it as close to their ship as possible, and then we go in the shuttle without them knowing and sort of go in the cargo bay. But if that's not possible, then we've only got one turn. We need to set the turret out first, because that turret is going to go live next turn.
Yeah.
Or, well, let's do this in character.
Yeah.
And the turret's going to, that turret, you incapacitate that turret, which is fantastic, Numen, but it's going to go live soon, isn't it?
Yeah, I still haven't fully neutered it.
You can quite easily disable that because I have no maneuverability. So
I would love to then. I'm just going to blast away at their turret.
I have to say, though, I still do have my weapons. I still have my turret. You know, it can fire back at you next round. But because I can't maneuver, you can still maneuver your ship. So we can do that. But if you want to blast off that turret, then I don't think we need to roll it. And so, like, you miss again, you miss again. You know, if you want to take that turret out, then that's not a problem at all.
Yeah, well, that's what we will do. We'll take out the turret, definitely.
Pew, pew, pew,
Because
pew.
then it's just a floating brick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it sort of like blasts the turret, and you sort of like level your gunnery to it. Do you just want to blast it completely, Numen? What's going to be your plan?
Well, I'd like for Numen to turn it into a art piece more than anything. Just a melted blob of metal.
Yeah, and you
I'm
go
a little
for it.
angry.
Say again.
I'm a little angry at them.
Yeah, you sort of like hit it. Just make your roll. I just want to see whether or not it's a critical or not. You're going to hit.
Yes.
Yeah, so you hit, and you sort of like send rapid beams of this laser over to it, and it sort of like hits the side and almost like opens it up a bit like a tin can. And you do notice one of the dune riggers flies off into space as it's opened up and exposed to the space. And that's one down. No matter
One human trafficker down, Captain.
and at that point, Mince, you get another hail, but it's not a hail to talk. It's a hail to surrender the vessel.
Like us surrendering, or
No.
they're surrendering?
The Beck scout ship is surrendering to you.
Opening comms and video. I
Um,
think they've had a mutiny, personally.
Say again, sorry.
I think they've had a mutiny.
Well, they've got no weapons now. Their maneuver drive is out. They can't.
But I don't think the Beck would have surrendered like that. I think you would still keep her there unless the dune riggers have taken over.
Yeah, well, the hail is coming across to surrender. So yeah, do you want to activate the comms?
I'll activate the comms.
Yeah, and you notice that there's still some frantic activity behind, and Beck has the girl, and he's got hold of her now, and he sort of like says, Mr. Minks, we surrender. Please do not fire on us anymore. We have surrendered. We are initiating our surrender.
Beck, do you think I trust you after what you've done? Show me a bit of proof of your surrendering. Put the girl in a shuttle and send her to us.
Okay, let's see how well we both argue through this this influence check. So let's have for our conflict pools. You will be using your influence, yeah?
Yeah.
And I think the combat pool for interrogation is intelligence and persuade is just charisma.
It's charisma, right?
Yeah.
So that'll be 13.
Can I augment the influence check with my gunnery?
Yeah. Well, just
bits of the ship.
Just to let you know, that's always already into account, because what my role, you can choose whichever way round you want it, Minsk, is either my role's going to be hard or your role's going to be easy. It's up to you which way round you want it.
I'd like yours to be hard.
Yeah. Okay, then. There we go. Okay, then.
So you're making him sweat then?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my role is going to be hard. Just to let you know, my influence is 52. He's a operative. He's a commercial person. He knows how to talk. Okay, then. So this is the first interrogation, that influence roll as we go across. I failed my first one. But
See, if you'd had my skill level, you'd have made that.
yeah. Next time, that's what I need. So you need to roll a 1d6 for me.
1d6. Oh, 2.
2, thank you. Yeah, so what are you saying to him? We'll take your last sort of like speech to be that. And he sort of like replies to you. He's sort of like put on the back foot, and he doesn't look too happy. And he says, he's sort of like, there's a bit of perspiration coming out over his forehead. And he sort of like says, I'm sure we can exchange, but what happens if once she's off the ship, do I have any reassurance that you're going to blow up and why you might destroy our ship? Okay, so now let's go into the next round. So
with that, I'm going to say, Debek, you'll just have to trust me.
Yeah, so roll your roll first and then decide what you say. So I failed, but you have succeeded. So roll your 1d10. 1d6, sorry, 1d10. You know,
1d10!
Okay. He sort of, yeah.
So I would say, Debek, you're just going to have to trust me.
He said, he sort of like says at that point, he says, we're outgunned. I don't think we have a choice. And you notice that he's frantically running around, and you notice one of the dune riggers sort of like comes up to him, and he sort of like holds his hand over his face and says something to Claude. Okay, then next.
Just if I see that, I'm just going to mute comms briefly. Can I do this in part of this or not? Tell me, stop me for comms. I want to do a comms to Numen and say just fire a shot at them.
Yes, sir. My fingers were already on the trigger. I was waiting. Do you want me to roll gunnery?
Yeah. You're going to yeah.
I missed.
You're going to miss anyway.
you do hit because it's stationary. I'm not going to say you miss, but do roll a D100 to see where you hit and some damage.
Aim for that cargo bay.
89 is the power plant.
Yeah, just nicely on it. 1d6
and a nice gentle 5.
5. Yeah, so you
got a little bit of armor left.
Very nice.
Yeah,
just tease it.
Exactly. Okay, then. So let's do our influence rolls again.
That should be like an easy roll for James.
Doesn't need easy.
Oh, the back.
Yeah, so he sort of like turns round to you, and he sort of like yours is standard, isn't it? But he succeeds as well, so we're both doing damage. Yeah, so you probably say to Hammond, to Numen, fire there, it's all like black, and he sort of like comes back and says, we're unarmed, you can't fire on an unarmed ship. Roll your D6, and I'm rolling a D6 for you as well. Your conflict pool goes down by 1. Mine goes
so hurt.
down by 3. I'm now, just so you know, I'm now on formidable. He says, you can't fire on it. We have no weapons. We are.
Quebec. If you're going to whisper in the background, don't be planning things. I don't mind letting you go.
Yeah.
But we want the girl over here in one piece, safe and sound.
Yeah. Okay, then. So nice one. So let's roll our influence again. I'm now at formidable, so I fail. But you succeed, so you need to do a 1d6. Yeah. So he sort of like says his pool's gone. So he says he sort of like don't fire on her. And he just like turns to one of them, and he sort of like says to a jury rigger, he says, stick her in the ship's boat and put it on autopilot to dock in. And you see...
as he's saying that, I'm saying, to Beck, why don't you come too?
Yeah, you're going to have to initiate a new...
In that case, no.
Yeah, and he sort of like you see the girl going off in one direction, and there seems to be just him on the bridge, and we said she'll be coming across soon, we assure you.
Just make sure she does, and make sure there's no funny business.
And he terminates.
Well, this terminates the call. All right, I was going to mute it. Brilliant stuff. I'm going to patch you to Hammond straight away, and say, Hammond, there's a boat coming through to the cargo hold. Can you scan it to make sure there's no explosives or anything else of such on there?
Okay, so the
I'll roll my sensors for that.
Yeah.
Sensors, something they don't have anymore.
You said, such a rubbish shot.
Sensors.
I channeled my mentor this
You
session.
did. You channeled your inner Dave.
I don't think Dave actually existed. I think of it, but
He was always in your head. He was always your failure within yourself.
Yeah,
You don't want to
you
do
conquered
that,
him.
Dave.
You scan the incoming ship's boat, the incoming shuttle. There seems to be no explosives on it or anything like that, but you do pick up on something else. There's 3 life signs in the boat.
I mean, Numen's assuming he's supposed to go down there to go to the cargo hold, pull out a stun stick, maybe his blaster.
I wouldn't bother with a stun stick. Oh God! you don't have your shotgun, do you?
Well, I do have my shotgun.
Oh, you have the other one, don't you? Yeah,
That's
your backup.
like a crazy person thing. No, I'll have my. I mean, I don't hold my blaster with 2 hands, so I imagine it would be blaster in primary hand and stun stick just out mostly for intimidation purposes. Yeah, if I can.
They're going to come out guns blazing and try and take the ship.
Well, aren't we all going down there? It's not just going to be me.
No,
you
don't know.
You were going to go down there. I was going to seal off the hold, and if they win, I was going to put them into space.
But
no, I wasn't.
Calm down the girl.
No, let's all go. Yeah.
She didn't like me.
I'll put the shit on. Just well then, we would the ship onto autopilot, and then
they
just
probably want their boat back. Realistically, because if we
they're not getting that back too. Come on.
They sent it across on autopilot.
How many?
Yeah, but they probably want it so they can get back to because they can't fly their ship now. They're effectively going to die if we don't send that boat back.
Oh no!
I'm just saying, from their point of view,
those poor fellas who backstabbed us, try to kill us. No!
They don't have sensors. They still have communications.
Yes, they can still. Yeah, because we're talking to us. They can still radio for help. SOS. But we'll see if they survive that long. Well, I'm going down.
Can you move yourselves into the cargo hold?
Yes.
I did a sensors roll, so hopefully that I'll be able to see if there's any more life forms within the boat coming.
Weren't you the one telling us that your sensor results?
That
I didn't say anything.
That was your sensor results. That there was no demolitions on it, but there was 3 life signs, and you can tell that there's ones that seems to be a younger person, so it looks like there's a ward and 2 other people in the shuttlecraft that's coming across.
And I'm hoping one's going to miss a Stompy.
Or then I'm going to go to the cargo bay too. Then.
Okay, so
if I know, I'm gonna have my.
Do you have your
drones?
drones?
Just my sensory that I need to fix.
Yeah, that will operate within the ship. So, so I just need to know. I mean, obviously, this cargo hold is not completely empty. So is the idea that you're taking cover to fire out, or what's going to be your plan down here?
I'll take
I'm
a
going to be
tactical position.
stupid. Yeah, I'm going to be stupid. I'm going to stand, sort of. So the ship's going to come in. I'm going to be there waiting, and I'm going to expect Numen and Hammond to be taking cover, hidden away,
Okay.
and we'll see what happens when they open the doors.
I mean,
So-
we're not.
I
hidden,
am-
are we? We're like making our presence known, but we're tactical. Yeah.
Yeah, well, no, if they come charging out, then I want you to take them out.
Wait, oh well, yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah.
the plan.
But I don't want to see you first.
I guess so.
I want to be their central focus, but I'm going to be stood next to a bloody big barrel or a.
Okay,
You know.
so if I position you roughly like that, is that?
Yeah.
So-
Have I got some cover I can get behind if shots are fired?
Yeah, I mean, you can
Yeah.
dive, you can use your evade skill to get behind something if you wish. Okay, then, so let's start off by rolling, please, some initiatives so we know what's actually going to happen.
Big money. Decent money. My bonus is an 11, so Minx goes before me.
Okay.
No, sorry. I need to press my characters.
If it came up in the chat, I can just pop it in. No.
Let me where are there? Yeah.
Initiative. Oh, well
Ooh.
done. All 18s. So who?
I go last, but Arthur and Minx are the same.
Okay, then. So you two can go roughly at the same time. Okay, then. So, but I go first. So, as you probably expected, when the doors open, there's two jury riggers there. They seem to have some kind of blasters. They don't have their 9mm with them anymore, but they are holding them quite unusual. It doesn't seem to be their normal weapon, but as they come out, they first of all use their action to fire at you, Mince. So you can evade. If you evade the first one successfully, then the second one will miss you, but because you're undercover. But let's see whether or not I hit you as they come out. Yeah, so the first one's going to hit you. So you can evade if you wish to dive into cover.
I am indeed.
But
I'm going to use my last point of luck
to reroll.
After
to re-roll.
Here
we go.
Books.
Big money.
It's
Big money.
really big money on this.
That's
And,
Big money hustlers.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah,
The force is strong with this.
yeah,
one.
and you dive into cover, which is probably quite good because the second laser blaster fires into the place that you were standing. Right, you're in cover, but you are prone, Minsk, and it's your turn.
I'm going to get to my feet, but keep it in cover.
Yeah,
And I'm just gonna yell with a free action.
Yeah, nice.
I thought you were giving up, or something like that. Just so to focus them on me.
Yeah, so they're sort of like the doors open and they sort of like fire straight away. Please do remember that ship's boats have their own sensors. If you are thinking, how do they know we're there? Minsk, you're up. Oh, you stand up. That's it. Hammond, you're up.
I'm gonna blast the one closest to me with my blaster.
Okay.
Rolling that thing when I get to it.
Rolling.
Right, I'm gonna go bam.
Yeah. That,
Last point of luck of the night. I'll do it because this is the time to use it. So re-rolling.
Yep.
There we go. Better.
Nice.
Yeah. So he will use the one nearer to you will use its second action to see whether or not it can stay in cover. It can't. So you hit. So you need to do special hit location and damage.
What's the one that pins them so that they can't attack? Is that an option?
Yeah. Isn't that
I think that's pinned down, isn't it?
yeah, pinned down.
Yeah, pinned down. Yeah.
Yep.
So I'll use that for my special.
Yeah.
So you
5.
press
what is that?
advantage. Is that
It's similar to that.
It's
Oh, yeah,
similar
yeah.
to that, but called pinned
Yeah.
down. It's mainly for ranged combat. So basically, I've come round, I've tried to fire, and Hammond is now firing constantly. So I have to sort of like keep for the next round. Hit point 5. That's in a leg. So do some damage for me. Ouch.
I shot his pinky toe.
Oh, yeah. He's sort of like, and you're firing off. Numen, you're up.
Do I have a clear shot at the one that's being shot already?
No, you have a clear shot at this one.
Okay, then I don't want to risk hitting anybody.
Don't worry, because Minsk is down.
Yeah, but he jumps up a lot.
Yeah, but he won't jump up to next round, so don't worry.
Okay, so I'm going to shoot at the one that I can actually shoot at. Here's my basic training. I am a police officer. 53.
Yeah, that hits. I'll use up my second action. So I managed to get into cover, but I do take half damage from you as I come round, so we both hit. So do hit location. You don't get a special hit location, and then ouch in another leg. Roll your damage.
Right leg. Damage is medium blaster or blaster pistol. Take a
2.
1.
1, yeah, ouch. That hurt.
Do they have armor on, or are they just wearing the dune rigger leather clothing?
They don't look like they've got armor on at all. So yeah, we're now. I haven't dived in cover like. I'm just sort of like coming backwards and forwards. So Minsk, you are up on turn 2. Oh no, hang on a minute. I'm up first. Sorry. So this guy here can't fire because he's pinned down. Okay.
Yeah.
But this guy can come round and fire at you, Numen. So here's this security blaster coming off. He will hit you. So you can try to duck back down. So you just roll your combat style, and if you succeed, then you will just take half damage from my shot.
Does that use an action point?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
But if you don't, if you just take it, then I get a special.
Do I have to use my basic training combat style because I'm using my blaster?
Yes, it has to be the same combat style as. So if you were using your shotgun, you would do the law, whatever it's called. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think I'll go ahead and do that. Let's reduce damage.
So we both. So you come up. We're coming around, covering and firing as we go. So this one will hit you in your tent. And it does for 3 points of damage.
If I'm wearing my armor, that shouldn't be a bad thing.
Yep, that's fine. And that's me out. James, Minsk, you're up.
Right. I am going to, in one motion, stand up, trigger my palm pistol, my palm blaster into my hand, and fire at the one in front of me.
Yeah,
So
that's the one you can hit. Yeah. So roll your slap attack.
Sneaky shot. Yes, sneaky shot hit.
You hit. Now I don't have any actions left, so I can't do anyway. Oh, actually, that was wrong. I used both my actions up. Numen, didn't I?
Oh.
So I wouldn't have an action for your shot. Did you hit? Yeah, you hit. I couldn't duck down because I'd already taken used my second action point last time, didn't I? Because I fired it because we're in turn 2 of round 1. So I've used them both up. So did you do some damage to me?
I shot at one guy and I did 1 damage to your leg.
What was your max?
But if you couldn't dodge, then I would have done 2 damage.
But you would also have a special.
I would probably use pin down in that case.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's all right. So that's it. So Minsk, you've hit. Yeah.
Yep.
So you need
Damage to location. Is it first? Sorry.
yeah. So what's your special?
Special's going to be duck back.
Okay, then. So you're going to duck back down. So next round you won't be up at all.
And I
So
hit him for 3 points in the chest.
3 points in the chest. Nice.
Which
Okay.
one is that going to?
Yours, the one in front of him. Hammond.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Gotta go ahead and shoot again, aiming for the one closest to me.
Yeah. Okay.
Try to pin her down again if I can. Ooh, yeah. Bang. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so you will have a special, so you can, because I have no action points left, so you can use your pin down, and I need hit location and damage.
Same hit locations before, I guess. Hopefully not the
Leg.
same damage.
Yeah, let's
Let's
hope
roll
it's
that.
a little bit.
A little bit better.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Very good.
I need to make an endurance roll here. I fail. So this one is incapacitated. I won't be able to do anything for. It's not dead, but it's out of it. Numen.
Well, if I have an action then at this point, because I've only shot once and I
Yeah.
haven't resisted, I will go ahead and try to remember what I learned and shoot.
Nice.
Hey! Hit that
I'll
head.
shoot back.
Is max damage allowed?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're
Then I'm
still
just gonna
in.
roll hit location and give you an 8.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. You remember?
Headshot.
Remember, you have 2
Ooh,
specials.
headshot.
That's
Newman just stands up. Bam.
Headshot.
You actually have 2
Fatality.
specials.
Oh.
Keys, one called Ricochet and get the other guy.
So you could have done choose location and max damage.
Is
Okay.
it,
Yeah.
do
Yeah,
max
but
damage
no.
and look awesome?
Yeah.
Newman doesn't need to do that. He just does headshot when he wants.
I want like a movie poster shot where I'm
Yeah.
like Bruce Campbell with a shotgun, but in this case, I guess it's a
Yeah.
blaster.
This is my boomstick.
how much damage did you do?
Just a casual 8.
8. Okay then.
In his head.
In
Yeah,
the
so
head.
you blast him nicely in the head, and it damages him. I mean, a lot, and he is out of it as well.
You,
So
you hear a voice from behind the barrel goes, now you know how I feel.
yeah. Now they are out inside the ship boat. There is the ward as promised. Somebody mentioned it. Their plan was to actually attack and make their way through. But obviously your sensor roll allowed you to be down there and stop it. You do have the ward.
What a team.
So it really is up to you now. What do you
well,
wish to do?
Seeing the wards in there with the mouth gag on still, I'm going to step forward. I'll retract my blaster. I'm going to step forward. I'm going to go to my knees. I'll put up my arms and say, "You're safe now."
And she comes towards you and gives you a
Oh,
hug.
you mean it? It blows my brains out.
Yeah. She's familiar with you, and comes out, and the sons of the BlackStar are ecstatic about this, that they've got their ward. So the question is, what are you doing about Claude de Beck's ship?
We're gonna blow it up.
It's up to Captain.
Do you know, should we go across there and kill them one by one and take the ship?
The ship's only parts now. I feel like I kind of ruined their sensors, and
Yeah, but that wouldn't take much to fix, would it?
I kind of.
You do have a Hammond.
Their sensors.
Yes. We could take the ones from this ship. No.
I say we leave them, and then they come
I-
back and kill us later.
Yeah, exactly, because that's what happened last time. Let them go. Oh, that
If
was
we
me,
kill
wasn't
them,
it?
We might be getting in trouble with core law.
Well, I wonder if there's a bounty for them. Maybe we could hand them into the law.
You would know there's not a bounty for them. This looks quite early on in there. The only thing that you might be able to find out is that they've kidnapped a child, so there might be some reward for that.
Maybe if we ask him, I was going to say, if we ask him to step outside while we're cleaning the room we're going to put them in. I mean, outside.
Okay, the question is, you have various options.
I want the money off the back.
So your first option is that you need to decide what you're going to do with the ship. You've got the advantage here. So do you just want to blast it and destroy it with everybody on board? Or do you wish to board it and to take it over? Or do you just want to leave it and head back?
I have another option.
Yeah, go for it.
That I think might be the best approach to all of this. Because human trafficking is still probably illegal in core law, right? I would hope I didn't have to roll for that. So we've got evidence that they took this girl and we're trying to traffic her for some reason. We don't know why, or we can say we don't know why. So I say we let them live. We go and talk to the authorities on Arid, hopefully get in contact with core law. Maybe if we don't, we can just say, look, these people may have sent out a message saying we're pirates. Look, we had to leave the planet quickly because people's lives are at stake. We apologize, and turn them in and maybe get on the right side of the law with this situation.
Numen, that is the most boring and ridiculous thing we could possibly do.
But it's the right thing.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like...
What do you say, Captain? I've got my fingers on the triggers. The moment
I want to keep this ship, but at the same time, I want to blow in the bloody hell. We can't let them...
Much it pains me to say, unless if they were shooting at me, I can shoot back. But I don't... No,
you destroyed your face, Captain.
Numen accidentally puts his finger.
Can I do one thing?
No,
I want to do a sensor roll to see how many people.
Ship. We want that ship.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do a sensor roll to see how many people are on the ship. Can I do that?
Yeah, by all means, you can sense well.
No. Come on. All right. Okay.
Yeah, there's a total of 7 life forms on the ship. So you figure Debeck and 6 others.
Mm-hmm.
Numen, what are our odds?
Such as that headshot was perfect and I looked great. It's not exactly my forte. I'd rather be on soil. I still think our best bet is to just get on the right side of the law here.
But we need to capture them first, don't we, to get them to the law?
you know, there's
not
still
going
a
anywhere.
police system on Arid. If you remember, you've encountered them before, and they will have appropriate vessels to go and commandeer the ship if needed. The only thing with that is that it would therefore be the property of the law, not your ship. But you do
Boo.
have this ship at the moment.
We could get in trouble too if we fail to report this and it gets back, or if we blow it up and somebody comes across the wreckage and says, "Why is there a blown up ship here?"
And we
Or
still
it's
need to
always
speak to other
sticking their
people as
nose.
well.
Especially,
We're vigilantes. We don't like these people not following the law.
especially
I
if
want them in
anybody
prison.
else recognize the surrender communication.
Yes. Okay. Well, let's go with your plan, Newman. You're wise in the ways of the law.
Okay.
But if
So
anybody
boring.
takes the Mickey out of my face when they're coming off that ship, I will shoot them.
Okay, so let me put a bit of a narrative in ready for the next adventure. So just as Numen suggested, that sort of like plan goes very well. It happens very smoothly. The extended ship gets brought into custody and is being investigated. The shield on Arid takes the dune riggers and Claude Debec into custody, and you do hear on the grapevine, Numen, that a prison ship is going to be coming and stopping and to pick them up. And like you mentioned beforehand, there are several crimes up and running against them, including kidnapping, fraud, etc., etc. You do also find out that just from the publicity that comes afterwards, that Claude Debec was actually bankrupt, and he had several outstanding loans that he was trying to get his company back by doing something rather illegal. And that was it. You do, just so you know, if you go back to the other mine where you got attacked by the ward, it's been cleaned out. There's a variety of boxes and crates in there, but that's it. But there is a positive for it. Obviously, Box, you would get your arrangements with Box, which I think had something to do with free drinks. And Debec, you won't get any money from at all, mainly because he doesn't have it.
That liar.
However, the job doesn't quite finish there, because the Sons of the BlackStar wants to continue your employment, and they actually were impressed how you all worked together on their ship, and they, via their own research and Purdy helping out as well, and anybody who's got computer skills, they actually found the location of the girl where she had been taken from. And it's from a planet in the sector one jump away from here. So it's not on a planet here. You need to jump to the next solar system, the next system, and to actually return the child. And the BlackStar, Sons of the BlackStar, want you to accompany them on that journey. And so what we're going to do is that we'll do experience points or whatever, and then you'll jump over to the next planet, next system. So when we start the next time we play, you will be leaving the Levito system and traveling to the next sector away from here, the next system away from here, to hopefully return the guild. And that would be a nice time for Max's character to join you on Arid before you leave and head over. But they have employed you almost like as the crew to their scout vessel. So yeah, well done. There's no I think the Sons of the BlackStar offered you some cash, which is or credit,
20%.
yeah, which they're quite happy to do, and that sort of like keeps you in their employment. And there's also quite a nice scout ship that you appear to be flying around. And remember, the Sons of BlackStar have no proficiency. They just sort of like say where to go, and then that's it. So does anybody have any questions about that first?
No, that's exactly the plan I wanted to do. I want to go see this next planet.
Next system, yeah.
Yes.
I'm happy to help them. They seem trustworthy to me.
It's
They
a
didn't betray us.
rainforest planet.
But don't forget, we've also got deliveries coming to this planet.
Yeah, that's why I
we can come back if
one
we're
thing I was
able to
worrying
use
about.
this.
I want my robot.
Okay, so there will be, and we won't do it tonight. We'll do it at the start of the next session. You will have 10 experience rolls to your name. Just remember, Max's character is probably going to pick up computing as one of his things. What was the other one that you were lacking? Maybe some communications might be good as well. And then
My ship comms is 57.
yeah, so it'll be good to have somebody else to back that up if needed. And then I'm not saying get rid of all these skills. Number one, I think it's good to have two people that could do each of the skills. I also think, you can then focus I think whenever you get a new player, you can focus your skills a little bit more because you don't need to cover all the bases. You can sort of like think, right, I don't need to do that. This person's going to do it. And if anybody feels that they would like to transfer a skill, so if they've had one and they feels that somebody else has got that covered and you're not rolling it enough, then just let me know. And if there's something else you want to swap it to, because I think like any games, the more you play it, it's a bit like when we're playing, making up Max's character for Mithras, Mr. Pickles mentioned endurance, because it's such an important, but we don't know that how important endurance is until you've actually started to play it, which is good. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. I think it's really nice to have some combat, and I really want to get you off to the next system and start looking. And then I think you've been on Arid enough. Please do remember that you all had some flashbacks when you came onto the scout ship. So please remember that. And next time we come round to M Space, if there's anything that you want to follow up on that, then that's fine. Probably give me a bit of a heads up. If there's something specific that you want to do, just drop me a DM and then I can have a look.
Will Max be playing the next game with us?
So after this, because this is the second M Space, we'll be going back to Mithras, and he's coming on board for that. Okay.
So we're doing Mithras next then.
Yeah. And just to let you know, what's going to happen is that you're going to obviously go back to Lindo for experience rolls, etc., etc. But then you're going to shift your base for a while, and you're going to be based up at Windvine, if you remember, which is the new area. And so rather than dealing again just around Lindo, we've got like a new home base. And think about why your character would be sent there. So rather than me, saying you're going this because of this, that, and the other, think about your characters. And one of the things that we'll say at the beginning of next session is, okay, then why have you gone up to Lindo, to Windvine? I don't think we've done experience rolls for Mithras.
We have not.
So we've got that to do as well. But we're going back to Lindo just if you want to learn any new spells or anything like that, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to do it. Okay. Any questions?
Not on this. Is there a chance? We'll probably obviously discuss it on Discord, but is there a chance for a little of epilogue from the last Fantasy Mithras one? A little bit, instead of just like us, like all of a sudden we're at Lindo, can we get some interaction with Melanie? I actually have something planned instead.
Yeah.
Just like taking her back.
And I think what we'll do there is just do those with the experience rolls. And then, then ship. I'm not going to do the journey to Windvine, if that makes sense. I'm going to just, because that's quite a long journey. So we'll sort out Lindo stuff, and then we'll start in Windvine, and then so just think about that. So that'd be brilliant. Okay, brilliant. So any other questions?
None from me.
Brilliant.
10 XP for Mithras, wasn't it?
Say again, sorry.
10 XP for Mithras.
For
the Mithras, the fantasy side.
The fantasy one.
Yeah, it was 10 with it, or
I can't. Mr. Pickles knew.
I think it's 30.
I know.
No, I think it was either 10 or 12.
Sounds legit.
I had it in I had it in my head that it was 12, but what I'll do is that
12. Sorry.
I'll just go back to the last video, because it'll be in there, and I can do that. So Medivac, you'll be online again, won't you, playing some RIP?
Yes.
RPG,
Yeah, we've got Call of Cthulhu on Monday from 7:15, and it'll be a short one because we have people traveling. And we will have Dungeons and Dragons on Thursday from 7:15.
Episode 52.
42, but
42.
close.
Yeah, I was close. I was close. There was a lot of buying in the last adventure.
In episode 40 was a lot of buying, yes. And then we started episode 41 with like, and maybe if we buy one of these.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I loved it when you took a short rest, and is it Jed, your DM, says?
Jed, yeah.
He sort of like says, well, nothing happens across you, or nothing attacks you while you're trying to. Wandering monster tables.
Yeah, well, the nice thing is I've got a hut now. I've got a hut. I can just pop up and we'll go inside it.
I heard that. I think that's what you. There was a lot of things that I didn't understand, because people were saying, "I'll use this, I'll use that," and I'm thinking, "What is that?" But no, it was very interesting to watch. I had it on in the background while I was working. So, so do go along and watch his Medivac's RPG sessions. I will be back tomorrow morning at 9:00. British summertime here from the UK, and with some Graveyard Keeper, and then we'll be back again in the afternoon. So Graveyard Keeper's 9 till 11, and then ESO will be from 1 till 5 tomorrow. So if you'd like to come round and see that, that'd be absolutely brilliant. We all hope that you've enjoyed M Space with us. It's a Mithras rule set, and we'll go back to Mithras Fantasy for the next session, and then that will be bringing our 4th member as well, and then that'll be it. So so thank you so much for coming along. We hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. Well, I have. The rest of them,
really, really good.
The rest of them better be nodding, otherwise there'll be trouble. And
I got a headshot. I'm happy.
Purdy's not nodding, so we'll have words after. So do come back.
Nothing.
Next.
That pretty.
She's not a Final 14. I don't know if you've ever played Final Fantasy 14. Or we do.
No.
They sort of like said, "Will you do it?" And your character never speaks. He nods, and then somebody else nods, and then somebody, and he can't. Your character cannot shake the head. So all the phrasing has to be yes.
Oh.
Yes, you know, and then that's it. So, yeah, so we'll be back next week with Fancy. So do come along and join us. Until then, it's goodbye from me and it's goodbye from them.
Goodbye. Do it.
Bye, everybody.
I was going to say that was quite tame, but then...
You can see him building up his